Chapter 15, Study Sessions. By the time you and Riley return to VCSU campus, you find the entire Alpha House is in an uproar. Several Omegas sit stunned as they hold academic probation letters. I don't understand. I thought I was doing way better in algebra. This is bad news, guys. We need to seriously step it up for midterms or this is all over. And Riley share a quick glance. So much has passed between you lately that there's no need for words. What are you thinking when I'm thinking? Get me Dahlia and Luna. We need a Lambda meeting in my room stat. Do you ever think you were being sabotaged by someone? While Riley goes to talk down the Omegas, you sit with Dahlia and Luna, going over your options. Give it to me straight. How bad is it? It's not good. All the Lambdas are meeting their academic goals, but at least half of the Omegas are in danger of failing. The Omegas. I mean, yeah, they did it to themselves. They've been slacking off for months. Of course, it was going to come back to bite them in the ass. But I thought we were on the same team now. Yeah, now we are, but we can't ignore the obvious. They're going to have to do a lot more if they want to make up for the past. This is totally going to end up with us tutoring the Omegas, isn't it? Yep. We decided to work as a team, which means we take the bad as well as the good if we want to get off probation once and for all. You get to your feet and throw open your closet doors. Dahlia looks a little surprised at your approach, but Luna's already by your side. Please tell me we're about to be dressed up as sexy, badass teachers who won't accept anything less than an A- or else. I'll accept. Can I please have the attention of the class? Can I please get you to like and share and subscribe this video? What's the point of bringing out the rulers and binder clips unless we go all out? Luna squeals with delight as she helps you put together a rocking outfit that combines the best of academia and full-on appeal. See, Omega will have no choice but to behave or feel the teacher's sharp tongue, or a ruler, or a spatula, or a belt. What? I gotta admit, the result is effective. You all gather, the Lambdas and Omegas, in the living room for a mandatory meeting to discuss your plan of action. Okay, everyone listen up. We have exactly 3 weeks until our deadline, which means time is ticking to get our acts in order. The Omegas take one look at you and immediately jolt to attention. Oh, yes, ma'am, ma'am, yes, ma'am! Riley's gaze catches yours with an appreciative and hot twinkle. If this is how you plan to get no results, Lambda, I'm all in. Apparently every single one of you is failing Algebra 201. Start with a boot camp style training. Math boot camp? Hard pass. I'm gonna throw you out the nearest window. Think of us Lambdas as your personal trainers from this moment on until you wake up, until your head hits the pillow. We're here to help you in any way you need. Don't worry. I believe in each and every one of you. No, I don't. You make contact with each Omega in turn, nodding and showing your wholehearted support. You guys have proven to me that you're up to any challenge, including this one. In that instant, you know you've won. As everyone jumps to start their intensive algebra training, Riley gives you a nod of approval. Sure is hot when you take charge, Daniel. Let's do this. You oversee a group of Omegas sitting in an obedient row around the dining room table. And their heads are bent and their pencils fly as they go through a math drill. Time's up, pencils down. Okay, who wants to go first? What's the sine of 45 degrees? I know. It's the square root of 2 over 2. I cosine that answer. Get it? I'm gonna hang myself with my mouse cord. You move to the kitchen to find another group of Omegas gathered around a calculator, each shouting ideas for how to get the right answer for a story problem. I'm telling you, you have to subtract! Subtract! So that's 5318008. Wait, really? Yeah, if you flip it upside down, it says boobies. Yeah, no, reiterating what I just said prior. You're in the living room in time to see Riley slamming his book shut and giving an exaggerated yawn. What, done studying already? His eyes light up as they fall on you and your student. It's sexy teacher glory. If I admit I'm taking a study break, will you have to punish me, teacher? I've been very bad lately. You glance around the room to find that you're all alone for now. Drawing closer, you rap a ruler against your hand in a playful warning. It depends on whether you respond better to punishment or reward. His laugh is tinged on the edges with a deep, ragged breath. If you're the one doing it, doling it out, I'll take whatever you've got. I want to make him bend over the couch for a light punishment. Reward his hard work with a kiss. Sure, we'll give the kiss. You allow your hand to trail lightly over him, your fingers brushing against his cheekbones before skimming down and lifting his chin. I'd like to go with breaking, too, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you deserve a little treat after everything you've been through. He swallows heavily, his tongue darting out to touch his lips as he stares up at you. What kind of treat? You lower your mouth until it's just grazing his, your lips dropping a whisper-like touch before playfully pulling away. Something a little sweet, something a little spicy. You slip your tongue into his mouth and flick it lightly against his own before deepening the kiss. He groans and lets you in, his mouth a hot, unceasing whirlwind as he accepts every second of his reward for a job well done. What do you say we give up on studying and take this somewhere horizontal? As tempted as you are to continue, you push down the urge with a shake of your head. There's too much work to be done. You'll have to earn more if you want it that bad. Believe me, teacher, I definitely want it. You cluck your tongue and open his book. Sure enough, he's made almost no progress on his studying so far. What did he make to page 2? How are you going to pull your grades up if you don't focus? I've been so busy online, or busy helping the other Omegas, there's been no time to do my own work. Riley, you need to put yourself first for once. Can't help but take note of how exhausted he looks. Between all of his studying, his frat brothers, sisters, he's reaching his limit. I know you care about the Omegas, but your future is important too. You're not wrong. There's just not enough hours in the day to do it all. Oh, that's how I feel every day. In that case, come with me. You drag him upstairs, sit him down at his desk, handing him the international diplomacy study materials. You need to focus, and the only way you're going to do that is if you don't have any distractions. I'll keep watch on the door, no one gets in unless it's an emergency, and you don't get out until you're done. This is where I typically would just go take a nap, and she would never know. Oh, although he offers you a salute of compliance, his wicked grin is quick to remind you that he always has a trick up his sleeve. You know, I always learn more when I have the teacher's personalized attention. His hand circles your wrist, and his thumb rubbing slow, purposeful circles over your pulse. Despite yourself, it flares under his touch, which doesn't go unnoticed. Pretty please, teacher, I promise to do everything you tell me. A one-on-one study session isn't the worst idea in the world, especially since I know exactly how to motivate a man like Riley. Good luck. I'm a man more complex than Riley, so let's see what you got. You disentangle yourself from his grip and purposely slam the door shut. As the rattle subsides, you turn to find him watching you with eager, hunger eyes. Now it's more like it. You fling up a warning hand as he tries to spring up out of his chair. Don't even think about it. For the next hour, this is my classroom, which means you follow my rules. Reach for a stack of flashcards and move to the other side of the room, where Riley can look at you but not touch. Also, where did you get the flashcards? I thought I was getting personalized attention. You are. This is how the game starts. You shuffle the cards and take a seat on the edge of his bed. Unlike crossing slowly over the others, you adopt your most professional air. Professoral air. Never heard of professoral, but okay. For every question you get right, you receive a very special surprise. I like the sound of it. What happens if I get it wrong? You push your lower lip out in a pout and pick up a first flashcard. Then no more playtime for you. Now focus. Time to get down to business. 2 + 2 equals what, Riley? Which federal government department is in charge of cybersecurity threats? They started with an easy one, that's Homeland Security. That's right. Now watch as I shimmy out of my underwear. When the did you, like, what? She's wearing a whole ensemble, but okay. You rise low to your feet. Turn your back to Riley, peeking coyly over your shoulder. You reach for the clasp of your bra and unhook it. Where the hell did the rest of her clothes go? Damn, you weren't kidding, were you? Riley growls as you slide first one strap and then the other down your arms. With a low-throated sigh, you slip the bra out from underneath your top and toss it aside. I never joke about studying. You lean back, letting your breasts strain against the fabric of your top, and playfully skim your fingers over the curves before reaching for another card. Time for round 2. He sits up straighter, his attention so laser-focused on you that you have to fight not to squirm under the intensity of his stare. Let's hear it, Teach. If this is how the game is played, I'm about to get every question right. Especially if you promise to let me keep the bra once we're done. Okay, can someone explain that one to me? As the hint of a challenge sparks in the air, you give a quick snap of your fingers. You'll get exactly as much as I give you, Riley, not a scrap more. Now, you let your voice drop into a sultry purr as you search the flashcards for a more difficult question. What economic campaign did China introduce in 1958? His brow furrows as he struggles to come up with the answer. Wait, I know this one. It's something about jumping or leaping or... You take your lower lip between your teeth as you watch him struggle to remember that day in class. The answer closes in 5, 4, 3... His breath quickens as he bounces between staring at your lips and trying to remember the answer. It's not fair. How can I concentrate when you're doing that with your mouth? What, existing? Uh-oh, is this too much for you? Should she go get a paper bag and put it over her head? Like, what? Fan myself with the flashcard, swirl my pen around my mouth, slapping a ruler across my palm. Grab a ruler and start playfully thwapping it across your palm. With each rap, his attention grows more and more distracted. Who knew a little piece of wood like this could hurt so much? Or feel so good? How is this making him answer the question? He releases a deep, hungry groan. You're killing me over here. But I know this one. It's the Great Leap Forward. Well, well. Are you an eager little student? His jaw drops as you reach for the top button of your shirt and flick it open. His gaze doesn't waver as you flick open another button and then another. You know, it's supposed to be like one question per button, I'm just saying, because you don't have 57 buttons. You keep sliding buttons until your shirt flutters open, your smooth bare breast nearly on display as he stares hungrily at you. And yet her top's completely gone now. Get a few more of these right and I'll be completely exposed. More. Give me more. You turn to face him, letting him see the bounce of your breast as you reach for the next flashcard. Let's see. Which 7 world economics make up the G7? I have to name all 7? Come on, Danielle. Now you're just being cruel. I really want to answer for him, but I'm going to shut up. You start to hike your skirt up your thighs, playfully wriggling as you show him the sleek top muscles of your legs. What's wrong, Riley? I'm sure you can come up with the answer if you focus real hard. I am focusing. His gaze drops to your hemline and stays there as he drinks in the enticing space between your thighs. Canada, US, UK, France, Germany, Italy, and... With each correct country, you pull the skirt higher and higher. The fabric skims the tops of your thighs, your whole body almost entirely bare to Riley. Come on, Coin. You know you want to see what I'm hiding under here. Japan! It's Japan! You took too long to answer. I'm being a dick. You drop the skirt and push your lower lip out in a playful pout. Oh, it's too bad you took so long. I'm gonna slide my legs open wide to let you in. Oh, you're a tease, you know that? You step towards him, letting him see all your curves as you draw closer. With each foot forward, you can feel your nipples tighten with anticipation. His gaze drops to your exposed skin and stays there, his eyes glittering with need. Please tell me there's one more question. And there is. This is the one that counts. Get it right, and this study session will be have a very happy ending. But get it wrong. Climb into his lap, straddling your legs blade wide as you start to move your body up and down on top of his. You toss your head back and push your breast into his face, your hips rocking in a series of gentle thrusts as you move into him. Get it wrong, and the only thing you're getting will be your textbooks. Riley puts his hands on your hips to try and stop your movements, but you can feel his body starting to respond. Give it to me, Lambda, I can take it. Good. Then what city houses the headquarters of the European Union? Put your hands on his shoulders and bear down. He groans and surges in, his eyelashes fluttering as he struggles to regain control. The EU is in the Netherlands. No, Belgium. No, France. Oh, choose wisely, Riley. I'll make this so good for you. Kissing his neck. You drive your mouth to the side of his jaw and start kissing your way down his throat. Danielle. You hold nothing back as you slide your mouth lower, alternating between tongue and teeth as you do your best to win. Please, Riley, I wanted to taste so much more of you. His breathing grows ragged as he struggles to concentrate, his lap hardening with need to react. Well? It's definitely the Netherlands. The answer is Amsterdam. Congratulations, you win a cookie. The frisson of disappointment runs through you at Riley's answer, especially when you make the sound of a buzzer and swing your leg off his lap. Nope, you were close, but it's Brussels. Wait, really? That's it? Your knees feel shaky as you start to slip your clothes back on, but you're determined to stick to your point. Playing with Riley is fun, but this is getting serious and he needs to get his grades up, or it's more than just him who's getting screwed. But that was devious, Danielle. You were distracting me on purpose. I know. Of course I was. That was the whole point. You'd also mischievous glance over your shoulder at him as you slink out the door. I never understood that. It's kind of like, teaching someone to fight or spar, right? And then you knock them out. And it's like, well, how do you expect them to learn? If you want the full prize, you're going to have to earn it first. But I promise it'll be worth it in the end. Bad teacher. There's no bad student. There's only bad teachers. A few days later, you and Riley sit next to each other in the international diplomacy. The air between you hums with electricity, but you both keep your focus on the front of the room where it belongs. The study sessions with Omegas have been going great, so all we need to do is keep our momentum, and our frats are as good as saved. Today I'll be giving out assignments for our midterm debates. Mr. Markle and Miss Lamari will debate the importance of neutral political ground. Your dad looks straight up at you. His expression is harder than usual. Miss Bartlett and Mr. Coyne will be revisiting their debate about political compromise from the first day of the class last semester. As excited jolt moves through you can't help but steal a peek at Riley, who's looking back at you with the same impish delight. You're feeling me up this time, Danielle. I'm studious and level-headed now, remember? You press your thigh up against his and leave it there, letting your warm skin do most of the talking. I wouldn't dream of it. As your dad continues pairing off students, Riley nudges you with his elbow. We scored this time, huh? Compromise is one thing we're good at. Besides, this is great news. We make an amazing team. I never thought I'd admit it, but we're pretty much unstoppable at this point. Yeah, unless it comes to your dad, or the heads of frat, or the school. Anyway, I always knew you'd cave to my charm. Eventually. You barely manage to contain your excitement as the lecture winds up, and everyone starts streaming out of the class. We got a few more classes today, but we can meet up later to get started on the debate prep, yeah? Sounds good to me. Wait. He stops mid-stride and pats his pockets down. I left my notebook on my desk. See you back at the house. Oh no. You wave goodbye as you head off to the next class, your head full of plans for the project. The day passes without any word from Riley. You pop your head into every room in the house in search of him, and finally track him down in the dining room. There you are. I've been looking everywhere. Oh. Hey, Danielle. You linger on the threshold, amused to find him sitting at the table with a book cracked open and a very serious, intent look on his face. Is the great Riley Coin actually started on a project without me? This may be the hottest I've ever found you. You saunter in, jump up on the table, your legs dangling over the edge within his reach, but he just reaches for the notebook underneath your thigh. You're wrinkling my pages. Oh, sorry. Let me help with that. You carefully lift your ass to give him access to his notebook and to anything else he might want. Danielle, not now. I'm trying to study. To your surprise, he gathers up his things and gets up from the table, putting several feet of distance between you. Riley, is everything okay? You seem upset. You frown as he looks at the chair and the table and his books anywhere but you. You try to reach for him, but he yanks himself back as though your touch is fire. Don't, Danielle. Can't you see I'm busy? I don't understand why you're acting like this. I thought we were going to practice so we could nail the debate. Besides, I thought things were between the two of us were, well, that we were getting along. Look, Danielle, not everything in the world revolves around you. Some of us have real things to worry about. Something tells me when he went back into the classroom, he ran into Dad. Dad told him, leave my daughter alone or I will literally fail you. So no amount of studying will literally get him to pass. You watch your jaw drop as Riley shoves everything into his backpack and storms out of the room without so much as a backward glance. What just happened? Did I do something wrong? You're just about to rush after him when Dahlia walks in, looking just as stormy as Riley did. She plants herself in front of the door with crossed arms, her foot tapping. You want to tell me what the hell that was about? What are you talking about? What's going on with everyone today? I saw Riley rush out of here, and I can see you trying not to cry. Why don't you tell me what's really going on between the two of you? All the energy seems to leave you at once, your shoulders sagging as you fall into the closest chair with a slump. You already know what's going on, Dahlia. You suspected it from the start. Riley and I have been hooking up. You tense, waiting for the rush of anger you know is coming, but all she does is laugh with a triumphant vindication. Oh, I knew it. How long has this been going on? It's hard to say for sure, but we kissed the night of homecoming. You could say everything started then. She takes the seat next to you, her mouth a flat line as she watches you. You nod, feeling miserable, and not just about lying to her. I'm sorry I lied to you, but I thought it was for the best. I didn't want to upset you, especially when I thought it was just a physical thing. What do you mean, just a physical thing? Are you saying that you actually like him? The things I feel for Riley are more real than anything I've ever felt before. I don't know when or how it happened, but I've realized he's one of the kindest guys I've ever known. Kind, Riley Coin. Are you serious? Yeah, of course I'm serious. That whole devil may care attitude is just a cover for how much he cares about everyone. For example, or for everyone except me, it seems. It still doesn't explain why he stormed out of here like that. Did you two have a fight or something? No. One minute we're sharing hot looks and making plans for a project, and the next he's acting like I killed his firstborn. I'm afraid something must have happened to him, only he won't talk to me. So how can I find out for sure? This is exactly why I didn't want you to get involved with him in the first place. Billy heaves a sigh and wraps her arms around you in a warm, loving hug. I'm not going to tell you who to date, and we all know that man is hot as sin, but at the end of the day, this house is still up for grabs. If he's really as loyal as you say, then he's going to put the Omegas first. What if everything Riley did was just to get his hands on the house, make sure I can never show my face again afterwards? You're an idiot. The day of the International Diplomacy midterm has arrived, and you stand at the back of the classroom feeling more anxious than ever. The other Omegas have all passed their tests, so it's just Riley left. But we haven't prepared at all. Riley won't even look at me, let alone talk to me. Everyone, please take your seats. It's time for our final debate of the class. Mr. Coin, Miss Bartlett, you may begin. Riley brushes silently past you as you take your place at the front of the class. Everything about his body language feels off. I guess I'll begin by saying that most political compromises can't be attained without some element of teamwork. You turn to face Riley, but he's too busy staring at his feet to look at you. Everyone says that compromise is the only way forward for opposing nations, but compromise turns nations into temporary allies. Teamwork builds bridges that last forever. Not that long ago, Riley and I were on the exact same page. What happened to drive us apart? As usual, Danielle's taking the rose-colored approach. There's no such thing as true compromise, political or otherwise. Every country is just looking out for themselves. It's exactly how it should be. To succeed, you have to put your people first, always. You can barely believe your eyes as he finally looks up at you, his gaze hard. Riley? With enough work, nations can compromise and take care of their people. It takes more effort to find a solution that works for everyone, but it's worth it in the end. You know it's true, Riley. Think of everything opposing nations, get done during peacetime. Think of how quickly it all comes crumbling down at the first sign of trouble. In the end, we all end up looking after the status quo. You're no longer aware of the classroom in the distance, or your dad scribbling some notes from the front row. All you can see is Riley. But what about the pact we made? What about the promises? Don't they mean anything? He shrugs and goes back to staring at his feet. Even nations with temporary ceasefires can go back to war when the alliances aren't doing anything for them anymore. Compromise is just a waste of time. Your jaw drops as your dad gets to his feet, his mouth set in a hard line. I'm afraid you were supposed to be arguing for compromise, not against it. Besides, you strayed too far off topic and clearly did nothing to prepare. I'm sorry, but I have no choice but to fail you both. Class dismissed. The room spins around you as the class is dismissed and everyone streams towards the door. You glance over at Riley to find he looks as numb as you feel. What the actual hell? I guess that's it then. He mechanically grabs his things, heads into the hall. You dash after him without a moment's hesitation. What the hell was that? You grab his arm and force him to face you. You have some serious explaining to do, Coin. You have any idea what you just did? What I just did, it's rich coming from you. Just accept it, Danielle. Sometimes things don't turn out the way you want them. That's it? That's all you have to say? I sure hope not. This is starting to get good. You glance around to find several of the students are eagerly listening in on your argument. With an annoyed tisk, you shove him into the nearest classroom, your hands flat on his chest. What are you doing, Danielle? I'm making you look at me. I'm making you talk to me. Look, it's not a good idea for us to keep going like this. It was fun messing around, but I need to focus on Omega, just like you need to focus on Lambda. Your palms still rest against his chest, his heart is working a mile a minute, every rushing beat of his pulse hot to touch. This isn't like you, not the real you. Step closer to him, drop your hands to take his. He tries not to react, but you can tell your touch means something. I know you, Riley. What we had was real. Daniel, please, there's no point. Your breath catches as he stares at you, the look in his eyes impossible to ignore. I don't believe you. You move towards him, your head tilted up so that your mouth practically touches his. His breathing picks up as his hands fall to your hips and hold you so tightly that you both might crack. Say it. Tell me you don't want me. You can feel him straining as he tries not to give in to the warm, tantalizing promise of your mouth. He groans and curls his fingers against the side of your eyes. Danielle, you know that's impossible. Your heart skips as his lips form. The words are against your own. No matter how much his betrayal hurt, there's no denying what's between you. And I know what just buttons to press to get him to admit it. Really? I know Riley can't resist me. Instead of backing down, you tilt your chin up in defiance. This is one game you're good at playing, and one where you both and Riley know all the rules. I'm not leaving this room until you say it, Riley. Say what? You slide your mouth to the side of his neck, letting your words curl over his ear. That you want to throw me over this desk and take me, that you won't be satisfied until I'm screaming your name. You know, that's a rude thing to say to most men, god damn it. Because most of us are going to say it. Anyway, Riley's expression of shock quickly turns to one of glittering desire. His hands lift and lightly clasp by you by the throat, his fingers finding the throbbing beat of your pulse. Are you sure about that, Lambda? You meet his gaze with unhesitating defiance as every muscle's taut like a bow, and the only thing you want is for him to let go. Why don't you kiss me and find out? Trust me, I'm a scientist. I noticed the little thing on the board. His mouth is on top of yours at once. Despite your bold words, you gasp at the sudden unyielding intensity of his kiss. His hips dig into yours as he presses you back against the desk, his mouth like fire as he sweeps his tongue into your mouth and demands entry. Is this what you wanted, Danielle? He grinds against you so hard the desk falls over, scattering papers everywhere. The sound of the destruction only ignites your blood even hotter. Riley. Do that again and maybe we'll see. Your lips curl against his and a smile. It's as mocking as it is daring. Please, you think one little desk is all it takes to scare me? No, but your father entering the room would. He growls and grabs you by the hips, lifting you so easily, he backs you into another desk and another. His mouth never leaves yours as you tug it as you're closed, desperate to feel the heat of his skin. Better. His bare chest heaves against yours as he swoops an arm over the professor's desk, swiping it clean of papers and books. Believe me, we're definitely getting there. With a deep, guttural roar of approval, he lifts you onto the desk. Hooking your arms around his neck, you pull him down onto you with... He yanks your legs open, settles himself between them, his touch rough in the most delicious way possible. You take his lower lip between your teeth and tug. Are you ready to tell me what the hell went on in that classroom? No, and if you keep trying to taunt me into saying something, it'll end up worse for you. Really? As if to prove it, he reaches for your breast. Okay. Basically, we did the deed. Anyway, the time seems to extend off of into eternity as you and Riley both slump down the linoleum floor, your bodies touching only at the hip. Every part of you longs to burrow into him, but you refuse to be the first to move. Riley... Yeah, I know. He allows his pinky finger to brush against yours before starting to pull his clothes back on. You watch, hurt, confused, before doing the same. Riley... We still need to have a talk. This was fun and all, but we can't ignore everything that's happened. Riley's careful not to look at you, and even more careful to keep his expression flat. There's nothing to say. We had a good time the same way we always do. Why can't we just leave it at that? Every part of you cries for an explanation, but it's clear he's done talking. He holds himself off from you as you both finish dressing and head for the door. You had an emotional hookup with him in a classroom. I don't understand. How can he share something like that with me and then walk away? I mean, people do it all the time. It's called one night stand. Anyway, you and Riley arrive back at the Alpha House to find the place in complete pandemonium. Music blares out of the speakers, and empty red cups litter the front yard as drunken lambdas and omegas totter around. What? Is this a party? You and Riley rush towards the house and are intercepted by Wyatt and Luna. We tried to get them to wait, Riley, but you know how they get after a long dry spell. Wait for what? To celebrate being off probation, yo, it's time to party! Everyone passed the midterms with flying colors, and you two were sure to ace yours, so people wanted to start the party early when the kegs arrived. I wasn't able to do enough to save us. I'm so sorry, you guys, but I couldn't make this one work. I got an F. Don't be a martyr, Danielle. We both got one. You mean it's over? We're going to lose our charters? If it wasn't over before, it's sure as hell gonna be over when the Greek committee finds out about this party. The thought of losing everything hit you like a tidal wave. You whirl on Riley in a burst of hot, red anger. I can't believe this. After everything we've been through, the Omegas just pounded the final nail in the coffin. What about the Lambdas? They were just as quick to jump on the party train, but you don't see me pointing fingers. As if on cue, Dahlia stumbles up a stagger in her step and a slur in her voice. Hey, Danielle, I tried to get them to stop, but they said if I beat them in Flip Cup, they wouldn't drink anymore. I was supposed to have it in the bag. As you can see, she lost. Things just went downhill from there. shake off the group, determined to pull the literal plug on the party. You give the speaker cord a strong yank, but it's too late. Campus police has already pulled up in front of the house. The Greek committee head a few steps behind. This is completely unacceptable. You were explicitly told no parties. After this blatant breaking of the rules, I have no other choice. Lambda Nu and Omega Psi have officially lost their charters permanently. So, without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I don't know what else to tell you. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, what you believe is going on with Riley. Next up is, will there be a solution for this? Because, we made a promise to the head of the Greek committee, and then also the heads of the Greek houses, all while simultaneously really screwing the pooch, while simultaneously your dad's probably behind it. That's about it. I think, all in all, this is all pretty stupid. I think Riley being the way he is, and, failing us both is just, like I said, the only reason is something your dad's holding over his head. Aside from that, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.